Welcome to Speak Better Daily, the place where you improve your English speaking and listening every single day. In today's English Story podcast, we bring you a powerful and emotional journey titled From Zero to Top, the story of a boy who never gave up. This is not just a story, it is a lesson about struggle, patience, hard work, and success. As you listen, you will not only improve your English, but also learn how determination can change a life. So relax, listen carefully, and let's begin this inspiring story together. The beginning of struggle. In a small, dusty town far away from the busy cities, there lived a young boy named Ayan. Life was not easy for him. Every morning, before the sun even rose, Ayan would wake up to the sound of his mother coughing softly in the corner of their tiny room. Their house was not really a house. It was a small shelter made of weak wood and old metal sheets. When the wind blew hard, the whole place would shake, as if it might fall apart at any moment. Ayan's family had nothing. Some days, they had food. Many days, they did not. Hunger was something Ayan knew very well. He learned how to ignore the pain in his stomach and keep going. His father had passed away when he was very young, leaving his mother to take care of everything. She worked long hours, washing clothes for other people, but the money she earned was never enough. Despite all this, Ayan had something special inside him, a dream. Every day, as he walked barefoot through the dusty streets, he would pass by a large school. The children inside wore clean uniforms, carried books, and laughed freely. Ayan would stop for a moment and watch them through the gate. He did not feel jealous. Instead, he felt something stronger, hope. One day, he whispered to himself, "I will be like them. I will study. I will succeed." But dreams are not easy when reality is hard. Ayan could not go to school. There was no money for fees, no money for books, not even money for shoes. Instead, he spent his days working. Sometimes he helped carry heavy bags in the market. Sometimes he cleaned small shops. Other times, he sold cheap items on the street just to earn a few coins. People often ignored him. Some spoke harshly to him. Others treated him as if he did not matter. But Ayan never allowed their words to break him. Deep inside, he believed his life could change. At night, when the world became quiet, Ayan would sit outside under the open sky. He would look at the stars and imagine a different life. A life where his mother did not have to suffer. A life where he could learn, grow, and become someone important. One evening, something unexpected happened. As Ayan was sitting near a small shop, watching people come and go, an old man noticed him. The man had kind eyes and a calm voice. He walked slowly toward Ayan and sat beside him. "Why do you sit here every day?" the old man asked gently. Ayan hesitated, then replied, "I am watching life and waiting for my chance." The old man smiled. "And what will you do when your chance comes?" Ayan looked at the ground for a moment, then lifted his head with quiet confidence. "I will not waste it." The old man studied him carefully, as if he could see something others could not. That night would become the beginning of a new chapter in Ayan's life, a chapter he could never have imagined. But at that moment, Ayan did not know that his life was about to change forever. The first opportunity. That night, after the old man spoke with Ayan, something felt different. It was more than just a conversation. It felt like the beginning of something important. The old man stayed for a while, sitting quietly beside him. "What is your name?" he asked. "Ayan," he replied. "And what do you want in life, Ayan?" This time, Ayan answered without hesitation. "I want to learn. I want to go to school. I want to change my life and help my mother." The old man nodded, as if he had been waiting for that answer. The next day, something unexpected happened. While Ayan was working in the market, he heard a familiar voice. "Ayan." He turned around. It was the old man. "I've been looking for you," the man said with a smile. "I want to give you a chance. But tell me, are you ready to work hard?" Ayan replied seriously, "I have been working hard my whole life." "Good," the old man said. "Come with me." Ayan followed him through the streets, his heart full of hope and fear. They stopped in front of a small building. "This is a learning center," the man explained. "I help children who cannot afford school. If you are serious, you can study here." Ayan was shocked. "Really?" he asked. "Yes," the man said. "But it will not be easy. You will feel tired. You may want to give up. But if you stay strong, your life can change." Ayan didn't hesitate. "I will not give up." And just like that, his journey began. The first days were very difficult. Ayan worked every morning, then went to study in the afternoon. He was always tired and hungry. Learning was not easy. He struggled to read and write, while others learned faster. One day, after class, he sat alone. "Maybe this is not for me," he whispered. At that moment, the old man walked in. "Why are you alone?" he asked. "It's too hard," Ayan said. "Everyone is better than me." The old man sat beside him. "Everyone starts at zero," he said calmly. "The difference is simple. One person stops, the other continues." Ayan listened carefully. "You have already started," the man added. "Now don't stop." Those words stayed in Ayan's heart. From that day, he made a decision. No matter how hard it became, he would continue. Every night, while others slept, he practiced reading under a small light. Slowly, he improved. Days became weeks. Weeks became months. And step by step, everything started to change. The boy who couldn't read began to understand. The boy who felt weak became stronger. The boy who had nothing started building something powerful inside him. But his journey was not over. A bigger challenge was coming, one that would test him even more. The breaking point. As time passed, Ayan's life became harder than ever. Every day, he worked long hours in the market, then rushed to the learning center to study. He was always tired, often hungry, but he kept going. And slowly, he was improving. His reading became better. His writing became clearer. For the first time, he started to feel proud of himself. But just as things were getting better, life suddenly changed. One evening, Ayan came home and found his mother very sick. She was weak and could not even stand. "Mother," he said, worried. "I'm okay," she whispered, but Ayan knew she was not. Days passed, and her condition got worse. She could not work anymore. There was no money for food, no money for medicine. Ayan felt lost. He started working even more, taking any job he could find. His body became exhausted, but it was still not enough. At the same time, his studies began to suffer. He arrived late to class. Sometimes, he missed lessons completely. Even when he was there, he could not focus. One day, Ayan stood outside the learning center, looking inside. Other students were learning, smiling, moving forward. But he felt stuck. "I can't do both," he said quietly. "I can't work, study, and take care of my mother." That night, he made a painful decision. "I have to stop studying," he whispered. The next day, he went to the old man. "I'm sorry," Ayan said. "I can't continue. I need to work full-time." The old man looked at him carefully. "Are you sure?" he asked. Ayan nodded slowly. "I don't have a choice." The old man was silent for a moment. "Life will always give you reasons to stop," he said. "But only strong people find reasons to continue." Ayan looked down, feeling helpless. "My mother is sick," he said. "We have no money." The old man reached into his pocket and gave him some money. "Take this," he said. Ayan stepped back. "No, I can't." "Yes, you can," the man said. "This is not charity. This is an investment in your future." Ayan slowly accepted it. "Use it for your mother," the old man said. "But promise me one thing." Ayan looked up. "Don't stop learning." Those words hit his heart. In that moment, Ayan realized something important. He was not alone. Someone believed in him. From that day, he made a new promise. No matter how hard life became, he would not quit. He would continue. He would fight for his future. But deep inside, he knew the hardest part of his journey was still ahead. After that moment, Ayan changed. He was no longer just trying to survive. He had a clear purpose. Every day, he followed a strict routine. He worked in the morning, then went to the learning center in the afternoon, no matter how tired he felt. At night, while others were sleeping, Ayan studied. He read slowly, practiced writing, and repeated words again and again. It was not easy, but he stayed consistent. And little by little, he improved. One day in class, the teacher asked a difficult question. No one answered. For the first time, Ayan raised his hand. "Yes, Ayan," the teacher said. He answered correctly. The class became quiet. Everyone was surprised. From that moment, things began to change. Ayan was no longer invisible. His teachers noticed him. His classmates respected him. Weeks later, the center held a test. Ayan was nervous, but he tried his best. When the results came, he could not believe it. He was one of the top students. "You did it," the teacher said proudly. Ayan ran home and showed his mother. "I'm proud of you," she said, with tears in her eyes. That moment gave Ayan more strength than ever before. Soon after, the old man spoke to him again. "You are ready for the next step," he said. There is a scholarship exam in the city. If you pass, you can join a real school. Ayan's heart raced. A real school, just like the one he used to watch from outside. I'm ready, he said. From that day, he worked even harder. He studied longer, focused more, and pushed himself beyond his limits. Finally, the exam day arrived. Ayan stood outside a big building, surrounded by many confident students. For a moment, he felt nervous. Do I belong here? He thought. Then he remembered his journey. The struggle, the pain, the hard work. He took a deep breath. Yes, he said quietly. I belong here. And with that, he walked inside, ready to face one of the biggest challenges of his life. Years had passed since Abdi first arrived in the city with nothing but a dream and a burning desire to change his life. Now he was no longer the boy who slept hungry on cold nights. He had built something real, a small but growing business, a reputation for honesty, and a life that many once thought was impossible for someone like him. But success does not come without tests. Just when everything seemed to be going well, Abdi faced the biggest challenge of his life. One morning, he woke up to terrible news. The company he had worked so hard to grow was in danger. A major deal had failed. Money was lost. Supplies were delayed. And worst of all, people who once believed in him started to doubt him. For the first time in years, Abdi felt fear again. The same fear he had when he first came to the city. The same fear of losing everything. That night, he sat alone in his office. The lights were off. The city outside was quiet, but his mind was loud with worry. What if I lose everything? What if I fail again? These thoughts kept repeating in his head. For a moment, he thought about giving up. But then, he remembered. He remembered the long journey, the hunger, the pain, the nights he cried alone, the days he walked with no hope. And he asked himself one powerful question. Did I come this far just to quit now? The answer was clear. No. The next day, Abdi made a decision. He would fight, not with fear, but with courage. He gathered his team and spoke honestly. Yes, we are in trouble, he said. But this is not the end. This is our test, and we will pass it together. Some people left, but the ones who stayed believed in him even more. Abdi worked harder than ever before. He woke up earlier. He slept less. He focused on solutions instead of problems. He called old contacts. He searched for new opportunities. He rebuilt trust step by step. Days turned into weeks. Weeks turned into months. Slowly, things began to change. A new opportunity came, bigger than anything he had before. But it was risky, very risky. Everyone told him, don't do it. But Abdi trusted his instincts. He took the risk. And this time, it paid off. The business didn't just recover. It grew stronger than ever before. That moment changed everything. Abdi realized something important. Success is not about never falling. It is about rising every time you fall, stronger, wiser, and more determined. From that day on, he was no longer just a survivor. He became a leader, a symbol of hope, a living example that no matter how many times life pushes you down, you can always rise again. But the journey was not over yet, because the final chapter of his story would define his true legacy. The years of struggle, sacrifice, and silent battles had finally shaped Abdi into someone he never imagined he could become. He was no longer just building a business. He was building a legacy. Abdi's name began to spread beyond the city. People talked about his journey, not just his success, but his story. A story of pain, patience, and powerful determination. From a boy who once had nothing, to a man who now inspired thousands. But what made Abdi truly different was not his success. It was his heart. He never forgot where he came from. He remembered the nights he slept hungry, the days he felt invisible, the moments he almost gave up. And because of that, he made a new decision. He would not just live for himself anymore. He would lift others. Abdi started helping young people who were just like him, lost, struggling, and full of hidden potential. He created opportunities for them. He gave them jobs, guidance, and most importantly, hope. One day, a young boy came to him. The boy looked tired, poor, and afraid. It reminded Abdi of himself many years ago. Sir, the boy said, I have nothing, but I want to succeed. Can I work with you? Abdi smiled gently, because he had heard those words before. From himself, he placed his hand on the boy's shoulder and said, I was once you, and if I made it, you can too. At that moment, Abdi understood something powerful. True success is not about how high you rise. It is about how many people you lift with you. Years later, Abdi stood on a stage, speaking to a large audience. The same boy he once helped was now standing in the crowd, successful, confident, and proud. Abdi looked at the audience and said, "Success is not easy. It is painful. It is slow. It is full of doubt. But if you keep going, if you believe in yourself when no one else does, your life can change." He paused for a moment, then added, "I started with nothing. No money, no connections, no support, just a dream, and the courage to keep moving." The crowd stood in silence. Then slowly, applause filled the room, not just for his success, but for his journey. A journey from zero to the top and beyond, because legends are not born in comfort. They are built in struggle. And Abdi's story would continue to inspire generations. The end.